This is Fearlessly Fertile. Welcome to the Fearlessly Fertile podcast, episode 350, Unknowingly Repelling Your Baby. Loves, I'm so excited to be here with you this week as we dive into a topic that is quite timely, because if you haven't noticed, we are merely weeks from the end of 2025. I cannot believe it. This year has completely flown by. But when we start to get to this place in the year and we start to get worried, the holidays are coming, and we start reflecting on the year that has gone by, intelligent, successful, wise, and conscious women are going to start asking the sometimes uncomfortable questions that can lead to outrageous success. And the truth is, I want that for all of you listening to this. Having lived this journey myself, I know that when you are in the depths of despair, or you're just straight up fucking confused about why nothing is working, adding another question might might make you want to scream. Okay. I get that. But really successful women are good at asking from an unemotional, objective perspective, how might I be blocking my own success? And look, if you're in a place where you don't even want to explore that, skip this episode, go listen to one of the Miracle Mamas. This episode is for women that are 100% committed to creating new results in 2026. In fact, by the time this episode comes out, we are going to be in the throes of our launch of the next cohort of Fearlessly Fertile Full Throttle. Those are going to be women that are saying a hell yes to committing to making 2026 the year they make their dream of being a mom come true. And I'm going to include a link to that program in the show notes. You have until November 30th to get your butt in that program. I am telling you, women are creating some insane results as a result of what I'm teaching in that program. So click the link in the show notes if you want to learn more about that. Let's go back to this topic of, could you unknowingly be repelling your baby? So you might be thinking to yourself or saying, what is that all about? Well, I'm going to explain. The idea that you are repelling your baby is not necessarily just based on your actions, okay? I think if we look objectively at your actions, you certainly on the outside look like a woman who's serious about having a baby. The process of repelling our baby is not solely based on our actions. It's based on our energy. And I know when you hear energy, you might think, woo woo, Roseanne's gone off the plot. Here we go. But you've got to listen up, mama. The wisest scientists, people in the know, people that are aware, understand that we are energetic beings. This is not relegated to the land of the woo-woo. This is physics. We are all energy. And the energy that we are putting out is going to determine what comes back to us. And that's not just some new agey woo-woo saying. It's a fact. It's how things come into our lives. It's what we attract. It's the energy we bring to any situation. So it may be true that you're doing all the things and you're doing all the things well, but what is the energy that you're doing those things with? What's the energy that you are approaching your diet? What is the energy that you are approaching your treatments with? What is your energy when it comes to your freaking mindset? What you think and believe is the thing that's determining your energy. This is why the mindset work is so critical. This is why I see women go from years of struggle to pregnant within 12 months that come through my programs, because the energy that they had been bringing to their fertility journey up to that point was frankly low vibrational, fear-based, doubt, negativity, worry, comparison, and jealousy. When you go about this journey in that way, you get those kind of results because your energy, as I will discuss further, is not at the same place where your baby resides. Now, I know you might just be thinking that this journey is just about an egg and a sperm coming together, but they can do that all day in a lab at an IVF clinic, and that does not result in a baby. You are the X factor. The energy that you are putting into this journey, the quality of that energy matters. So this is how you can have two people. One of them is going about this journey with fear, doubt, negativity, and they create exactly the kind of results that you would expect to get in fear, doubt, and negativity. And then you can have another person going through their journey with faith, gratitude, joy, expectation, excitement, anticipation. And even though their numbers are worse, maybe they're older, maybe they've got a more terrible diagnosis, they're the ones that get pregnant naturally in the face of insane odds. So your energy matters. So the question becomes, how does somebody unknowingly repel their baby, even in the face of doing all the things? So let's dissect how somebody can be doing all the things, but bringing the wrong energy and thereby repelling their baby. It's not enough, as I had said earlier, that you're just doing all the treatments, diets, lotions, potions, whatever. You could even be trying to work on mindset. But if you have energy that's behind that is negative, expecting the worst, thinking everyone is out to get you, everybody is out to steal your money on this journey, and you're suspicious, you're skeptical, and frankly, you just don't believe this can actually work for you, you are going to create those kind of results. You are going to attract those kinds of things into your life. And it's going to reflect in the results that you create on this journey. It's also going to reflect how you feel. So the energy that you do anything on this journey with matters. One of the best ways to really get clear on the energy with which you are taking action on this journey is to make a list. If you are committed to fertility success, you have got to look at what you're doing on this journey objectively. That starts with get out a sheet of paper, draw a line down the middle, and on one side of the page, I want you to write all of the things that you are currently doing in the name of conceiving your baby. You might be tracking your basal body temperature. You might be doing IVF treatments. You might be doing coaching programs. You might be doing yoga. You might be evaluating your supplements. Whatever the case may be, put it on the list. Make a careful, considered, and thoughtful list. Get as many things down as you possibly can. And the reason for this is, number one, we're often doing a ton of things we have no idea that we're actually doing. We just do them. They become a habit. We don't even think about them. It's really powerful to get these things on paper so you can actually see what you're really doing with your time on this journey and really getting a handle on all of the different activities so that you can do the second step. And that is, ask yourself why you are doing the thing. So for everything that you put on your list of things that you're doing in the name of having your baby, for each one of those things, I want you to write down why you are doing that particular action or behavior or thing. Why are you doing that? This is important because it's going to reveal to you the belief and therefore the energy that is fueling that particular behavior. I want you to keep your eyes peeled for the pattern that you're starting to see. Are you taking 110 different supplements because you're afraid you might miss one? Are you doing IVF because you're afraid that that's the only way? And maybe you've never given yourself a chance to try something different, or maybe you were trying for 5 minutes before you jumped into IVF. No judgment, just write it down. Because if you're not honest about all the things that you're doing and why you are doing them, you will never be in a position to truly assess what the energy is behind what you're doing. And for you to really ask yourself, is that energy that is going to be repelling or attracting my baby? Repelling or attracting my baby. This is also important because as you go down the list of why you're doing what you're doing, that's going to give you an opportunity to really feel into this. Am I doing this because I really want to? Am I doing this because I think it's going to help me move to the next place? And I'm excited about it. I feel really good about it. I'm curious. Or are you doing this with resentment and lack and scarcity? Think about this. You can have two different people approach IVF in two completely different ways. One person is going to approach it as, hey, this is another opportunity for me to have my baby. This is helping me speed up the process. It's helping me harvest a bunch of eggs at a time instead of waiting for one a month, whatever the case may be. But the energy associated with that is like one of openness, one of curiosity, one of expectation and excitement. Then you can have somebody else that's saying, oh shit, I really hope that my insurance is going to cover this IVF because it's so expensive and I don't know why I have to do it at all. And I'm less of a woman because I have to use IVF. Like, think about that energy. Think about that shit stack right there. Think about the energy that kind of attitude is spewing into your fertility journey. It's all lack and scarcity. It's all about limitation, and it's fucking resentful that you're even on this journey. Resentment is one of the lowest vibrational things that we can feel. And if you have not done so already, I strongly encourage you to take a look at Dr. David Hawkins' map of consciousness. You can just Google that and you can see all of the different emotions that Dr. Hawkins, an MD, actually, he passed away in 2012, but you have an MD that mapped human consciousness and was giving his idea on what kind of energy is associated with each emotion. It's actually quite fascinating. But when you're in a place of fear, anxiety, lack, and scarcity, you are not on the same plane as this baby. Your baby is all about love. It's super high vibrational. So if you're way down here and your baby is up here, there is a mismatch and you will create results at the level of your frequency. I love the metaphor and analogy of a radio. An old school radio, and you can turn the dial and it's going to move you from station to station. And every single one of those different stations is at a different frequency. And you tune into that frequency. And when you tune into that frequency, you get that kind of music or that kind of news. You get what you tune into. So if what you're doing is tuning in to all the reasons why this journey sucks, how you shouldn't have to pay for it, how you're shaming yourself for investing the amount of money that you're investing, and then you're thinking back to what your dad said about how you should be saving for retirement, and then it just snowballs into this pit of shit. And look, if you don't believe me, just take a look, take an inventory. When you're making that list and indicating what you're doing and why you're doing it, it's a great opportunity to reflect on your fertility journey history and the results that correspond to it. I can tell you from having lived this journey myself that being in lack and scarcity and shaming myself for exploring IVF and beating myself up, torturing myself for struggling with fertility at all, it doesn't surprise me that I was getting the result that I was getting early in my journey. And on the flip side, it doesn't surprise me that I was more fertile in my 40s naturally when I got my head together than I ever was in my 30s with treatment. This is real. We can, despite our best efforts, quite literally repel the good that we think we are calling in by bringing the kind of energy that is a mismatch to the thing that we are trying to call in. This is how we can unknowingly repel our baby. I know that some of you may be like, oh, well, how can you say that? This is so hard. This is crazy. Are you blaming me? Well, get out of that fucking victim place. If you want to create a different result, you have to be willing to look at the facts. And if you're doing a shit ton of stuff and you're doing them from a low vibration, you're begrudging it, you're in lack and scarcity, and you don't just fucking discipline yourself to stay focused on the dream, stay focused on what you want, and start acting like a mama now. Because think about the double binding message that you are sending out into the universe, into the ether, into the field, if you will. You're going in there begrudging being on the journey. If you're begrudging this journey, you're sending the message, baby, I don't actually want you. You are making me, a grown woman, work way too hard for you. Is that really the message that you want to be sending your baby? Think about that. Ladies, listen to me. This isn't just a physical process. This is why mindset takes women beyond the limits of fertility medicine. Women who are far worse off than you right now are creating incredible results at a time when medicine has probably given up on them because they stop repelling their baby by the way that they approach their journey. This is your opportunity to turn things around. Have the courage and have the humility to look lovingly and objectively at what has gone on your journey. And if you notice that, you know what? Every time I pay a bill on this journey, I begrudge it. I get pissed and I get into a place of victimhood asking, why should I have to pay to get fertility treatment when there are people that are doing X, Y, and Z? And it's like, those people are none of your business. Do you want to have a baby or not? We are all responsible for our own happiness on this journey. And frankly, in our lives, you get what you expect and you get what you have the discipline to show up for every fucking day. Put your big girl panties on, mama. You have a baby that you want to call in. Make sure that your energy matches what you want to call in. You have a beautiful list. I mean, here's another thing. One of the great things that you can get from doing this exercise is to feel really proud of yourself for all of the amazing things that you have done up to this point to call this baby in. And when you look at your list of whys, and if there are some whys that don't really match up with who you are anymore, and it feels like you're doing it out of obligation, or you're really frustrated by doing it and you frankly don't want to do it anymore, then make the decision that you might not do that. Stop doing shit you don't want to do. But know the energy behind the shit that you're doing and know why you don't want to do it. Because when you can be honest and when you can have clean energy on this journey and really know why you're doing what you're doing, you discipline yourself to have an amazing attitude about it. You will begin to call in the opportunities, the healing, the people, and the baby that you want, because all of these things come down to your energy shaping your perception. If you are low energy, you will see everything around you as suck ass. When your energy is high and when you're in a wonderful vibration, you are going to see opportunity, chances, abundance, faith, gratitude everywhere. What this is really saying is if you want to change your experience on this journey, change your energy, change the energy with which you do it. So you are no longer repelling your baby. Instead, you're attracting this baby. If you don't like what your list shows, you don't like all the things you're doing, and you don't like the whys behind what you're doing and the energy that you're bringing, the coolest thing ever is you, mama, have the opportunity and the power to change it. And if you want my help getting there, go to my website, www.frommaybe2baby.com, and apply for an interview there. My methodologies have helped women around the world make their mom dreams come true. And their results, as you've seen over the past couple weeks and we'll see next week, are living proof that your mindset is the greatest asset that you have on your journey. What's going on between your ears is showing up on your journey. It's shaping your attitude toward it. The reality is thinking, intelligent, smart women are finally tapping into the power of mindset. And when they do, they make age, statistics, their past failures, and how long they've been trying freaking irrelevant. And you can do the same. Till next time, change your mindset, change your results. Love this episode of the Fearlessly Fertile podcast? Subscribe now and leave an awesome review. Remember, the desire in your heart to be a mom is there because it was meant for you. When it comes to your dreams, keep saying hell yes.